Okay, welcome everybody to the Greenfork Food for Thought podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Zabala. Today's guest is Kristen Nelson. She's the owner of Yoga Mandali. Mandali? I don't know how you say it. Either way, it's fine.
Both, yeah.
It's been here for a long time. I'm not sure exactly how long, but it's a beautiful space right here in downtown Saratoga on Broadway. I come here all the time. It's really one of my favorite studios. Probably my favorite studio.
Mine too.
Yeah, of course. You own this yoga studio, but how did you first get involved in yoga? Like, how did you find it, and what's your journey been like through all these years?
Yeah, so I was first exposed to yoga when I was in college. I took a class at Hartwick College. That's where I graduated with my bachelor's. And for one of the requirements was we had to do like a physical education or like a gym type class. And one of mine was yoga. And that's when I first was like, oh, I really love this. But I was in college, so I didn't really dive deep into it then. And then life happened and I ended up here in Saratoga where there was a lot of yoga and found myself doing a lot of yoga at the hot yoga studio. And I did that for quite a while and eventually found my way here. Yeah,
nice. I think I came into yoga through like philosophy. Like I started reading about philosophy and I've always been kind of a physical person. And then I took my first yoga class just down the street here with Justin Wolfer. Like back in the day. And I never felt my hips like so open. And so that physical practice was really cool. And we did some meditation and I fell in love with that. I took a Kundalini class.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Very powerful. Holy shit.
Move energy.
Yeah. And I just was like hooked ever since. And I've been on that. And then I discovered that there's a lot more to yoga than just the physical practice. Right. So
definitely. All the limbs.
Yeah, all the limbs. So let's talk about that. Like, what are the different types of yoga? I know I was just listening to a podcast with Ram Dass and he was talking about yoga. And I feel like a lot of people just assume it's like this physical practice, right? You show up on your mat and you do these sequence of movements and then you go home and whatever. But there's a lot more to it, right?
Yeah, definitely. So the physical movement of yoga is just one limb, one branch of it. And then it's followed by many other things such as breath work, meditation and concentration, different kind of stages you can go through to, meet certain goals, if you will, along your yoga journey spiritually. So yes, the yoga asana is the physical practice, which is how a lot of people get introduced to yoga, is especially here where we are in this side of the world. But yeah, there's definitely a huge spiritual component, which is, what this studio is rooted in. The lineage of this studio is rooted in the spiritual practice of yoga, which is called Bhakti yoga, or the yoga of love and devotion. So that's what really attracted me to this studio, particularly when I discovered this form of this style of yoga after practicing at hot yoga and doing the very physical practice. I really was attracted to the heart of that. This could open up your heart in a way that just physical movement didn't do.
Back to that Kundalini experience, the class was based on the heart chakra. And we did this thing where we were moving a lot and then we kind of opened our arms and we felt like this beam of light or energy go up over our heads and through our heart. And then we had to kind of think about somebody that we wanted to send love to. And I'd never felt that like power, that energy focused in one place before. And it really is super, super powerful.
Energy is real for sure. If you're a person that hasn't really explored or been in tune with energy. Another really powerful thing about doing group classes and in general is just the energy that you get from them, whether it be yoga or other workout styles. And we're just lucky here to have so many great places for people to go and move their bodies and do what feels best for them. Yoga is not for everybody. It can be for everybody if you're into it, but some people just aren't. So
I feel like everybody should try it.
Me too.
I know plenty of people that are so stiff. And I feel like there's a big part of it, like how you move is how you be, you can tell if somebody's really stiff in the shoulders or really stiff in the hips. They might be holding emotions or energy that's stuck.
Absolutely. That is one of the beliefs of the practice is that you can really target different areas of your body and trauma that you might be holding and stories that you're holding on to and all that stuff. So I've personally experienced yoga helping me in that way, and I've seen it help other people in that way. So it can be a very powerful practice in that way, or it could be very much just a physical practice. There's people that come in here that don't really, get into the spiritual side of it, but they love the space, and just the energy in here in general is just a very great vibe. So
it really is. I mean, the wood and like statues, Ganesh and the plants and everything. It's a very Zen space that, I really appreciate that. Coming from like getting into it through philosophy and spirituality, like I kind of vibe with that a little bit more.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Of course, the physical practice is great, and you have to have a healthy body to have a healthy mind, and I believe that. But I love all the meditations that you do here, the gong baths, the sound baths.
Yeah, we do a weekly gong bath every Monday night, so people really love that.
Yeah.
And that brings up a really good point that we do a lot more here than just a physical flowy type of asana class, like a movement class. We do a lot of restorative yoga where you are never on your feet. You're always on the ground. Yeah. We do a lot of yin, which is similar, where it's not an active class, but you're really targeting, different things. So restorative is more your like nervous system type targeting, and your yin is your like fascia kind of targeting type class. And we do a ton of stuff with Reiki and sound healing and just overall a space for people to come and try to get what they need, however they can get it. Yeah. And it's kind of morphed into that kind of place for these types of events, which I love. So.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, we definitely need a lot of that. I feel like, like I said, everybody needs yoga, but I feel like, the healing that comes along with it and all these different things like the yin, again, people are super stiff and they might be intimidated by an asana class or a vinyasa class. But you can just come here and like lay down and relax your nervous system and get into different postures that, help
also stretch you. Yeah.
They stretch, and it helps really, it's in the word restorative, helps restore your energy, and you come out of this class feeling so much better than when you came in. But another thing you do is the kirtans, right?
Yeah. That's so we do, part of the lineage and the Bhakti tradition is mantra music, where you're singing and chanting divine kind of mantras and type chants. So we do a lot of our classes also do incorporate some of this in the beginning and end of classes. You might see people that have a harmonium, it's called, and they'll play and chant, which that's something that I enjoy a lot. So we have different kirtan is specifically like a call and response. So the artist will chant the mantra and you chant it back. And it's one of those really beautiful energy building kind of events that we have here that you can kind of really feel the vibration, and just a beautiful reminder that, of all the good things and the love.
Yeah. Is that part of the Bhakti?
Yeah.
Like that's part of that whole thing?
Yep.
Yeah. So Ram Dass was talking about how like most of the Western religions have a Bhakti practice. And if you look at like Baptist church, that they sing a lot.
Yeah, there's music is involved in a lot of the traditions. Absolutely.
It's kind of that same thing. You open up your throat and your inhibitions get released, and it's a very powerful practice.
Absolutely. Yeah. So mantra actually translates into freeing the mind. Okay. So that's something you might want to check out maybe and see what happens for you if your mind is a little crazy.
Yeah. I love it.
I think a lot of people say that it's definitely you drop into your heart space, your heart chakra, which we're busy people. We are out there doing our thing and going from thing to thing to thing, and not often are we dropping into our hearts and like really kind of reminding ourselves of who we really are, which are true eternal beings full of love. So we just get messed up a little bit out there with all the things.
Oh yeah. It's easy to get lost in just like the culture, Western society, and just get lost in the grind of things, and your work, your finances, and your home and everything like that. You forget that you got to tune in, that you're a human being, and you have to tune into like who you are spiritually. And there's many different ways to do that. But I feel like it's like some people get scared to do that, you know? And for me, like sometimes even coming in and when we do Om, the chant Om at the end, it's only one time, either at the beginning or end of class, but it's like I get nervous.
Yeah.
And then I just do it and I'm like, it's like this sigh of relief. Like, oh, I have a voice, I can use it. And, you know, nobody's looking at me, nobody cares. Everybody's doing it together. So it makes you feel vulnerable, but accepted.
And powerful, right? Yeah, it's a powerful thing to come into your voice. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something we've even done, like voice kind of workshops in the past, kind of really tuning into the throat chakra.
Yeah.
So that for a lot of people is a hard. All of this is really hard work, right?
Yeah.
Once you start diving into kind of your stuff that you have going on, it's like, it's not easy to kind of dive deep into all the ugliness, if you will, right? Because that is kind of what comes up for a lot of people in their practice when like the teacher's saying, like, step your foot in front of your mat. It's like, and you're lifting your arms up. It's like you're having this massive, like, you know, experience. Sometimes it's more than just the physical practice.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important. I think, you know, we've got to release it however it comes, whether it's through your voice, through your physical movement, through walking in the woods, like taking a hike, you know?
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, it's yoga. Yoga is the thing that gets them through being a human out there in the world. So.
Oh yeah. I can't tell you how many times yoga has saved my life. Just,
same.
You know, having a safe place to go and move and get away from everything else in the world and just focus on my breathing, my body, what's happening, just that sense of awareness that you have when you're doing a class, or even, it doesn't have to be like a crazy hard, you know, class, but it's just you're tuning into your body and it's letting go of all that other shit, which can be hard to do, but it's that, that gateway that you pass through, and it's a great place to do it is here
where the magic happens when you pass through it to the other side of like whatever's going on, and you're like, oh, okay, I am okay, I'm good. I can get through this. I can deal with whatever's coming my way. Yeah. Which is always going to be coming our way, right? So we need the tools, we need the practices and all of our good habits to keep us in the good space and the good light.
A lot of these messages that come through in yoga, are they based in Hinduism, Buddhism? They come from Eastern.
Yes, Hinduism. There's a specific lineage that this studio is born out of, which is called Vaishnavism, which in, I guess the most familiar thing you would equate it with is like the Hare Krishnas, right? So there's just a belief that, you know, there is kind of a highest truth that exists that we can surrender to, and that we can, you know, kind of help us get through, again, another tool to help us get through this life as a human.
Suffering.
And and that's one of the teachings of yoga, is unfortunately that life is in this material human body is a lot of suffering. And that just is what it is. And if you're listening to this, I'm sure you know, and we can both attest to that. That is a fact.
Yeah.
So I think the lineage itself is rooted in that sense of surrendering to the divine.
Yeah.
So, and in this specific lineage, it's Krishna, who is a avatar of God, if you will, or however you want to call it. We like to say it's your highest truth, whatever that is that you believe. Your Ishtadeva is what it's called in this lineage. And your Ishtadeva is what you believe is the highest truth out there. And some people it's nothing. That's fine. Yeah. Some people it's, you know, the world, the universe, Mother Nature, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, you know, insert here. Yeah. Many gods and goddesses out there. Yeah. But yes, this specific studio is rooted in what's called Vaishnavism, in the Hare Krishna lineage.
It's so cool. I really appreciate sometimes you tell stories. Like from the Bhagavad Gita.
Yep.
Or just like all these stories. There's
the Bhakti stories.
So many Hindi gods and goddesses and all the stories. And what I've read and what I know to be true is that like they're all just representatives of like emotions and feelings and things that happen within us. And these stories represent this inner struggles that we go through.
Absolutely.
And when you tell these stories, you kind of relate. You're like, oh yeah, I've been there,
100%. Yeah. A lot of times in the classes, we'll weave some of these Bhakti stories into while you're taking a class, you're hearing this really cool story. So that is something that people really enjoy. Maybe I'll do that soon in my next class. But we have a really amazing online workshop coming up, speaking of Bhakti stories, with the amazing Professor Edwin Bryant out of Rutgers University, who is the utmost scholar on all of this stuff. He is going to do a little kind of online Zoom Bhakti story session for us, February 22nd. Cool. Yeah. It'll be 3 to 6 p.m. I'm pretty sure those are the times if I'm coming off of the top of my head.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to have him. He's been here in the past and has done like the philosophy workshops for us on the Yoga Sutras and the Bhagavad Gita, which if you're not familiar with those are very old spiritual texts that many people refer to for many reasons. They have many great lessons in these texts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that if you're into that kind of thing, definitely would highly encourage you to check that out with Edwin.
Yeah, I've definitely got to check that out. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been really into like Buddhism and just studying hearing the stories and then meditating on them, and how can I use these skills in my everyday life to just, be more centered, be more aware, be more grounded.
Yeah. He's amazing in the way that he presents it. And he's just a very endearing person. So, check it out.
Yeah,
so
for
you'd
sure.
like it.
You have a lot of other like offerings that you do. I mean, there's a bulletin board full of workshops and stuff that you have.
So other than our weekly classes, which we have multiple classes a day of different styles, we also offer different like one-off workshops, events, like you mentioned, the Kirtans. Mm-hmm. We have series where you're coming for like a 3 or 4 week, 5 week, sometimes longer than that series. Some of those coming up right now. We have a chakra series with Nini Gridley, who's one of our longest time teaching here. She's amazing at the chakra system and have studied with the best people in that world. She's doing, you kind of deep dive into each of your chakras.
Yeah.
You would really enjoy that one. For me, I took it 12 years ago now, and it was life-changing for me. It fills out every single session. So I probably don't even need to promote that one, but you would really love that one.
Yeah.
And we do like bone health, yoga for bone health. So if you're finding that you want to kind of take more care and do more preventative stuff or if you've been currently diagnosed with like osteoporosis or something related to bone health, we have a teacher, Jael Palnick, who is an amazing teacher here. She does a lot of our yin training. She does all of our yin trainings, and she offers the bone health series, which are all as well fill up pretty much every time. And then Ambia Setti is another one of our longtime teachers who's offering restorative trainings for level 1 and level 2. She does a really cool level 1 training that she just started doing at the Wan Dharma Center. So you go out there and you hang and you stay there for days and do your restorative training. Yeah. She also does our restorative and our yin and restore, and she has a myofascial release class on Thursdays.
Oh, very cool.
So that one again. Oh, you got to reserve some of these classes and spots because they fill up quick. And then we have like everything in between. Some of our awesome teachers doing, Claudia does a lot of the sound healing. So she's one of the amazing restorative teachers we have here. She does sound healing and restorative yoga, Reiki offerings, the gong baths. I mean, I could keep going. Honestly, I'm sorry for whoever I'm forgetting. Who else?
It's a lot. Well, you have just so many great teachers here.
And yoga retreats. So Beth and I are about to take off to Tulum, March 4th through the 9th. We have a couple spots left. If you want to come on a last minute beach yoga wellness retreat on the beach at a yoga resort and spa. It is the second time we're going. So we're going back, and if you go, you will see why we're going back. It's amazing. And then I'm going to be co-leading a retreat back to India, my 4th time going there with Gopi Kinnicut, who was the original owner of this studio.
Oh, cool.
Where this whole thing started.
Yeah.
She's the one who trained me in my 200-hour and my 300-hour certification. And we are going to try to bring a group this October, 11th through the 23rd. So
nice. Just hang out and do yoga.
Spiritual pilgrimage, like
Yeah.
more along the philosophy yoga, kind of non-physical movement. We will have yoga asana movement classes,
Yeah.
but it's going to be more of the philosophy, visiting the sacred temples. If you're looking for some sort of shift to happen in your life and you just can't get it to happen, like, that's why I went in 2016 for the first time, and then I was hooked. I was like, okay, this is what I needed. I went back in 17. I bought the studio in 2018, so I did not go back, but then I went back in 2019 and then ended up having a baby. So I haven't gone back since. And it's overdue. So
it's so life-changing. I mean, I did my 300 on the beach in Baja,
oh,
Mexico.
I think I already knew that.
And it was so life-changing. I mean, just to learn about all the energy systems and then the practice. There's a little bit of Kundalini influence in there as well. But just doing stuff like that, like going on a retreat or the pilgrimage or whatever, like it is life-changing.
100%. And I realize it's not in reach for some people. So we do offer some like partial scholarship type things as well. So we try to, make it happen if we can for people that are really, really want to go, just can't financially make it happen.
And even if you can't do a big thing like that, even just to come here and show up. And you'll learn a little bits at a time. And
we have
a lot by yourself.
mini Bhakti retreats. We have this Friday, actually. I don't know, this probably won't come out in time, but Eva and Claudia do a mini Bhakti retreat, a 3-hour like Reiki sound healing, like come in and get cozy and get out of the cold and take care of yourself type event.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
And you also have teacher trainings that you do.
So we do a 200-hour teacher training every year in September. We're about to graduate the last group. So you come in, it's a 200-hour certification. So it happens for us, we do it over 6 months, from September through February. And you come for, I think it's 8 weekends and, a Friday night, Saturday, and then Sunday. You pretty much get done around 4 each day. And you get 200 hours in learning all the things about the physical movement, the philosophy, the chakras, the anatomy. There's a lot of anatomy because a big part of teaching yoga is that you need to know people's bodies and how to move people's bodies in a safe way. And Heather Dacus is one of our amazing teachers here, also has been here forever. She is a doctor, so she does our anatomy. And I just have to say, like, we had our teacher gathering this past Saturday. Almost everybody made it. There was like a few people that couldn't, but it was just really sweet to see, and just a reminder that how long the studio actually has been here. A reminder of that, which is it's going on. I think we were at 20 years last year, so we're like 21 years this year.
Wow.
We might be at 22. There's a little like argument about whether it was. I think it's 2004 officially is when we were established. 2004. So we're going on our 22nd year.
That's crazy.
And some of the teachers here have literally been here the whole time. Like, and I would say, even myself, I have been teaching here since 2014, so 12 years. And most of the teachers I am now like working with as the owner of the studio have been here longer than I have. So it's just an amazing testament to the space and how amazing it is for our community. And if you haven't been here, come up and just check it out. Even if you're like, I don't care about yoga at all. I don't care about down dog. Come in, lay down and get cozy and have someone like tell you how to stretch your body out and to get to your fascia and maybe have some gong, bath healing to reset or something, or, for different people, it's different things. I'm not going to sit here and say like that it's going to solve all your problems, but it could help you,
it's a step in the right direction.
Whatever you can do for yourself.
I feel like I said earlier, the majority of people are so in their fight or flight all the time that like high nervous system energy, and to down regulate for a lot of people that's going to be the answer. Honestly, I think so. And a friend of mine came up to me the other day and was like, I'm having trouble sleeping. I have restless legs. And he's like, I can calm my mind, because he plays these tricks in his mind. Like I'll spell out words in my mind to help me sleep. But his body was kind of freaking out. And I said, Yoga Nidra.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Just like any kind of meditation or like movement where you're stretching and breathing and you're intentional and really aware of what's happening and connecting your mind and your body will help you just relax into the deep state of relaxation and downregulate your nervous system. And whether you do that in a studio or at home, I feel like that's what a lot of people need.
Oh, 100%. And we also do Yoga Nidra here.
Yeah.
We used to have a weekly class, and now we just offer it as a workshop every now and then. But Beth Mauser, who does the retreats Beth Mauser, who does the retreats, and Nini are the two certified Yoga Nidra teachers here.
Yeah.
And it's powerful.
If you have trouble relaxing, that's where you want to go. I mean, I fall asleep when I do it.
Yeah. You're not supposed to, but a lot of people do.
It's just it's so nice. You just get so relaxed. And a lot of people can't get to that state, They're like constantly
definitely
running around circles in their mind and their body's all wound up. And if you can't relax, it's just a never ending cycle.
Have you ever heard about how bad stress is for your body?
Oh,
your health?
Yeah.
So if you're not doing something for it, you're really not serving yourself. You're not serving yourself well.
And I feel like a lot of the society and the culture is so focused on like going to the gym and getting a super hard workout and like sweating and using all your muscles. And that's great. But what are you doing to help recover? Yeah. And these practices of like the slowing down are just ancient, right? Like
absolutely 5,000 years old and more. Yeah.
And all this new technology and stuff that we're seeing, that's great too. But it draws from these principles that are set in this ancient tradition. So you don't need all the technology. You can just come and lay down on your mat,
Totally.
Yeah. I love all the different stuff that you have to offer. Like I like Brenda's classes. It's really
Brenda's amazing.
She is. It's schedule wise, it's one of the only times I can get here.
Yeah, which is a lot of people's thing. It's like, the class has to work for the time you're going to, and you have to like the teacher and you need to like the style. So it's like, all the pieces.
If I could, I would come, every day. But her class is great because it's, it's different. It's like a mandala flow and it's all over the place. I like that like flowy kind of vibe, with the good music, and it's usually a full house in here, so it's good energy. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the good things about this studio is that there's so many different teachers that have their own style and their own kind of offerings, where it's like, if you're into yoga, hopefully, and it works for your schedule, you might find something that works here for you, you know? And, the schedule is always kind of ebbing and flowing based on people's lives and stuff. And sometimes we try things and it doesn't it doesn't work out, or, the teacher all of a sudden has a life change that they can't teach that time anymore. So it's an always ebbing and flowing kind of like schedule. But some of these teachers have been teaching these classes again, like the same class at the same time for the same style for over decades. So it's pretty amazing. And I would say probably pretty unusual in the yoga world to have that. So it's great. I just came recently to a Grateful Dead
with
class,
Natalie.
That was pretty cool.
So we do a ton of donation-based events. The last 2 years, we've almost gotten to $10,000 in donations that we've raised for different charities. Most of it is local charities, and then we also sponsor 3 girls at a school in India called through an organization called Food for Life Vrindavan, which is an organization rooted in the lineage of the studio in India, where they service the poorest of the poorest people in the world, and girls especially, because in India they aren't given the same opportunities. So we send money over to help them stay educated and get medical care and food and clothing. And I've visited the school, and I've particularly myself have one girl that I started out with before I owned the studio. I started sponsoring her and met her when she was like 5, and now she's 13. And it's cool.
Oh, that's great.
I'm excited to go back and see her in October again.
Nice.
So
nice.
I love our donation stuff. It's amazing.
You do a lot
every
of good stuff.
Sunday. We have our community. If you are financially strapped, if Sunday at 11:30 works for you, there's an hour-long class. It's free. If you want to donate $1 or $20, whatever you have, you can, but it's absolutely free. And all the money that's raised goes to a local charity.
That's great.
We pick one every month and we donate it out. And then,
And that's also an opportunity to give the teachers that graduate like a space.
Yeah, exactly. So this new group that's coming in, a really important part of like after you get your yoga certification is like if you don't use it, you lose it.
For sure.
So I think it was brilliant for, I'm not exactly sure which owner, but I'm guessing it was the one prior to me. Her name was Karen Score. She's an amazing person. She owned the studio for about 10 years. So my guess would be she probably started that where they take over that class after they graduate so they can kind of keep in their practice.
Yeah.
And it's a really nice way for the community to come up here if they don't, you know, some people just don't want to sign up and have an account through Mind Body, and they just are like personality wise don't want to go. They'd just rather walk in, put their money in the jar and come in and roll their mat out.
Yeah.
So the donation classes are amazing. We also do that for our Yin teacher graduates. We have a once a month community free Yin class that you can come to for free if you want to check out Yin, and those teachers rotate kind of sharing that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I first graduated and I started teaching, my first class was like the most nerve-wracking thing.
Yes.
The guy put me, his name was Ali at Om Yoga in Tucson, Arizona. He put me through the paces. He put me in front of a room full of yoga teachers, and I had to do a whole sequence. I did okay.
Yeah.
But then like he sat me down afterwards. He's like, how do you think you did? Blah, blah, blah. And it was so nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
then,
it still is. I mean,
yeah.
Every time you go in front of people, it's like, you know,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of a natural, like, ugh.
I feel like when you do those clearing breaths in the beginning, that's like as much for me as it is for everybody
Absolutely.
else.
There's a shift of the energy that can happen right away. Like, and that actually is a big part of being a yoga teacher is kind of reading the room. We talk about that a lot in our trainings. Like you kind of have to read the room and kind of go off road sometimes with your plan, because you walk into a room and everyone's like energetic. You're like, oh man, I gotta like get these people moving, right?
Yeah.
They have some energy to get rid of. Other times you walk in and it's like almost like you're walking through mud and people are just like, bleh.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, they need just to chill, you know? So yeah, we need all of it though, right? We need the classes that are more active. We need the classes that are more relaxing. We need all of it in between. So.
I feel like being a yoga teacher and the training that you go through makes you really intuitive. Some of the best cues for physical, positions or whatever come from yoga. So going from yoga into like the fitness world.
Oh yeah.
You know,
cool.
I use a lot of that, a lot of the cueing, a lot of the, like just the minor things like moving your hip forward.
Yeah. So a lot of fitness people will take yoga trainings for just an added, kind of part of their ability to offer people something that, will help them. So, and the amount of anatomy you get in yoga is so important if you're getting the right training. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it helps you to work with people too, I think. First starting off, like you're able to see as far as anatomy goes, like how different bodies move through space.
Seeing bodies,
everybody's different. So if you have a class of 20 people in here and you're coaching or teaching some sort of movement and you notice that somebody's, off alignment, you can go over and kind of tell them what to do or maybe offer an adjustment. But you have to understand that, maybe they just can't, they're not there yet.
Right. Or their body won't do that movement, which is like where I think a lot of the yoga that might be happening out there is trying to fit everybody, especially the Instagram yoga you see and the ads. Even I saw an ad on Broadway out front of Athleta. If anyone's seen it, it's a woman in like a very deep, low lunge back bend. Anjaneyasana. And I'm like, oh man, no wonder people don't come to yoga because they think that's what's happening. And like, at least not in here. There's a very small percentage of bodies that are doing a deep back bend. If you don't know what I'm talking about, walk down Broadway and look out at their ad. It's a beautiful ad. I'm not saying like that not everybody should do that, because there are people's bodies that need to do that to get them to the place that yours and mine are like just here. And I'm in the place here, but those people need to go a little further to get there. So there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying like the general overall idea of what's happening in yoga is that it fits everybody, that someone's body's going to fit into like that pose. And like mine will never do that pose. And I'm guessing yours is never going to do that pose. So, I mean, maybe not never, but like, you'd have to do a lot of work to get there and make your body into a certain place to get to that. And some bodies are never going there. So you have to do a 200-hour training. A part of that is to understand that exactly. That there are different bodies and you have to be able to teach to different bodies. You can't give the same cue for that person as you do that person and think it's going to work if you're seeing them struggling with it, offer a different cue. And it's like a very hard thing to cultivate, and it takes time to get there, and you can get there with some advanced trainings. Even like you said, you took your 300 hour and you learn even more about seeing bodies and energies, and it's amazing, powerful stuff.
Yeah. Even at my height of when I was doing yoga every day and practicing a lot more, there's a lot of stuff that I just couldn't do, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, you just have to accept that. And there's certain people that are just more bendy and more flexible, and that's great. And I feel like a lot of these postures, while they look really cool, don't really have much functionality behind them.
Yeah. So if you've been in our hallway, you'll see that there's a poster in our hallway here with Dharma Mitra, who's an amazing yoga practitioner. I've spent time with him doing classes in studio in New York City, and he photographed himself doing all these poses and in these very bendy pretzel, twisting type of ways. And when I took the class with him, I'm going to say this was probably 10 years ago now. He's in his 80s. Like, he might even be in his 90s now. I don't know. But he said, I lose a pose or two every year as I get older. So, like, we can't be attached to our physical bodies because they change. Everything's temporary, which is another teaching of yoga, is that for humans in this material body, it's a temporary situation. The body itself. So we are not the body. We are not the mind. We are not even our thoughts. Is really what actually drew me to Bhakti. Because I was on a trip with my best friend, and we ended up in Mexico at a yoga hotel that had a Shivananda training going on. And we dropped into the classes, and I was doing hot yoga. So the physical practice was fine. I was great. I loved it. But he was saying things, the teacher, Lal Maharaj, I credit him for really opening up my eyes to the world of this side of yoga. He said, you are not the body. You are not the mind. You are not even your thoughts. Imagine that. And I was like, And I came back from that 2-week trip. My best friend and I went on this amazing extravaganza, ended up flying back from Mexico to Saratoga. And I walked into the Bhakti studio, Yoga Mandali, and the owner, Karen, was at the desk, and I was like, I'd like a 10 pass class and class pass. And she's like, aren't you hot? Because in the yoga community, it's, we ran into each other at things, and I knew her. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm hooked. Like, I want this.
Yeah. That same thing for me, like doing the Kundalini practice and just realizing the energies and things that, like, it blows your mind. And you just want to know more and more, and
I was hooked.
dig deeper and deeper. But a lot of the meditations I've been doing lately have been about consciousness and being the observer of your thoughts, and realizing that, like, you have no control over your thoughts. They come and go. It's like like clouds in the sky.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, like, a really nasty thought will come in, and you just got to let it pass through and not judge it and whatever. And that is life-changing.
Yeah. And the Bhagavad Gita says that your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy.
Yep.
So part of this practice is that kind of like reminder that not that you can control the mind necessarily, in the sense that you are going to have that monkey brain, we call it monkey mind, that jumps around to different things. But it's more so that you can kind of remind yourself in times of when you're starting to freak out, or when you're like in these moments of just life, right? That you can go to your breath. You have these teachings. You have, a meditation you might be able to lean on. And sometimes none of that works. Maybe you need to call a friend or whatever it is. But like, some of these tools help people with their everyday lives, right? Yeah. And the mind is the trickiest part of that.
That was the biggest takeaway from my training was that whole part. The physical part. Okay, that's fun, and I like it. I like arm balances and crazy flows and all that stuff.
That got you there, but
but then this, awareness of thought and all that stuff that you were just talking about, that's what kept me, and that's what, I just wanted to dive deeper and deeper, and it kept me coming back.
Same, absolutely. I was hooked. I mean, I came into the studio, and I think I was also just in a bad place in my life, so I was really seeking out the shift that I needed. And I came here. I think I remember looking, one of the old teachers that used to be here, Meredith, her, and I looked at my visit history, and I'd come almost every single day one year. Yeah. Because I was finding that it was really nourishing me in a way that nothing else really had. Like the physical practice was getting me there, but like I was like, something was still missing. I was like, I loved the movement. I loved having my mind be shut off for a little bit, to have someone just telling me where to put my foot and my arm and like whatever, breathe here and all that. Like I loved that part. But yeah, I think I was just living this very surface level material kind of like making bad decisions type of life, having bad things happening to me over and over.
Yeah.
Some of my own decisions, some not having anything to do with my decisions at all, and just not really knowing how to deal with it, honestly. And that's what got me hooked. That's what kept me wanting to come back for more, was like, oh my God, I can actually make sense of some of this somehow in some way. Like, oh, we are just temporary. Oh, right. Because I started out as a baby and I'm going to hopefully die as an elderly person. And it's not the same thing. So of course it's temporary. In my mind, remember when I used to believe this and now I believe this? Yeah. That's the opposite. Like, oh, so my mind is also temporary. So my thoughts obviously must be as well, because they come and go all the time. Yeah. So for me, it was like, oh, this teaching is legit. Like, oh, this is real. Like, yes, this must be. And then going further into that is like, okay, then if we're not the mind and body and we're not the thoughts, what are we? Well, we're an eternal soul, really, is again, one of the teachings of yoga, really. And in this lineage is that we are kind of part of a bigger piece of it. Like there's a highest truth and we have a little bit of it, you know? Yeah. And, I think it's what drew me to ended up being the owner of the studio. Yeah. I mean,
well, you just wanted to be surrounded by that, you know, that culture, totally. That like, you know, people, like-minded people that you can talk to about this kind of thing. And that's huge. That's why I like coming here and talking to
guys. Do you know of a place where you can go and be every single time you come in, you know, you're going to feel good? Yeah, no, like, I don't. I think it's funny. The other night, a couple of weeks ago now, I came into Brenda's class and she was like, "How are you doing? How have you been?" I hadn't seen her in a while. I was like, "Oh, good." And I go, "You know what? Actually, no, I haven't really been not surface leveling this conversation right now."
Yeah, but this is the type of place where you can do that.
Yeah, totally.
You know? Like I think a lot of people just kind of surface level, like, "How you doing?" "Oh, good," you know, whatever. But
even though we're all going through the same stuff, so it's like,
But totally. Back to like what you were saying, like, you know, the big picture, like the huge picture, the macro picture is that we're only here for a short amount of time, so nothing really matters that we do, and you can take that one of two ways. I think nothing matters, so you know, what does it matter? Like, I'm not going to be here, so who cares? Like nihilism, right? Or you can say nothing matters, so I'm just going to live my best life. I'm just going to do whatever makes me feel good. I'm going to chase joy and then accept pain and you know, all these teachings that are in yoga kind of reinforce that. That's been huge for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think that's a huge thing for a lot of people is making sense of all these unknown things. Do we know what's really true? No, we don't know. But can we believe something? Yes, we can absolutely believe something and live our lives accordingly. Yeah. And for me, it's that there is something after this that my eternal soul will be continuing on to. Again, part of the teachings that I've studied. And for me, a part of that is here right now is offering what I can in the best way I can to help my fellow friends and my fellow humans, you know, hopefully kind of make sense of things in the way that I've been able to, that helps me. Yeah. And again, it's taken me some time and, you know, and I denied this for a while, is that not everybody will come to these teachings. Not everybody will vibe with yoga in the style that especially is here. It's not something that you can force on someone. It almost has to find you in a way. And I think if you're someone who is struggling, or you have questions, or you're just looking for community, or you just want to move your body in a good space with beautiful energy, like, check it out. I can say that every single person here that teaches or is at the front desk or has made an offering here has absolutely the best intentions and the best, you know, love for each other. Yeah. So I know that I could turn around, and I was out for 3 months this year due to a medical thing, and everything was just was flowing like it normally does. So it's a beautiful space with beautiful people.
Yeah, you've done a great job here.
Yeah, and I credit the original owners for creating this, and really, like, I always say it's not my studio. You'll never hear me calling it that, because I just does not feel like that to me. It's our space. It's someone obviously has to be at the head, making sure it stays open, and, you know, getting all the supplies and stuff. But yeah, I think it's a real community, kind of a gathering space that a lot of people rely on and depend on.
Yeah.
And I just am honored to keep it going.
Yeah. Great. I love it. I love it. Switching gears a little bit, I ask everybody on the podcast this question. If you had one last meal, what would it be? Your death row meal.
Yeah. I knew that you asked this question. So mine is definitely, and I had a hard time like thinking about in my head, because it's Indian food for sure. Like one of the things I love about going to India is the food. But I particularly love, lately, Beth has been making soups for us, and she makes this dal, which you can get dal at some of the Indian places here. It's just like a soup, lentil-based soup. And I would say like that Beth's soup, the dal soup she's been making. I love you, Beth.
Yeah.
Because we do a Friday night, our yoga teacher training. We have a dinner the Friday nights that we meet. We come together, and Beth is she's an amazing chef. So
that soup is so comforting.
Like
all that stuff. Yeah.
I'm like a very much in that consistency type of food. I love that kind of stuff. So dal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate your time. I think everybody should come and check this out for all the reasons that we talked about before. But if somebody wants to get a hold of you or wants to book a class or whatever, how can they?
So so definitely you can walk in anytime when we're open. Just check out our schedule. We're at 454 Broadway, right downtown in Saratoga. We're upstairs in this beautiful second story location overlooking Broadway.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And you can check out our schedule on our website, which is yogamandali.com. Or if you have the Mind Body app, you can find us on the Mind Body app as well. So
and Instagram.
Instagram, we've got Facebook. You'll find us lots of reels, and you'll see kind of the action that happens up here.
Having fun on there.
Yep. You'll see our teacher gathering that we just had. And it's again, good people in a good space doing good things. So
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Stay healthy, my friends.